Got stuff in my eye. I don't even know what to call this stream. That's the funny part. I have no clue what to call this right now. Let's pop the chat out though. I can minimize this. I need to minimize that. Let's bring this over here. And I can pause that. Oh man, let me take another swig of this good stuff. Oh yeah. It's not the best, but it'll do. What is this? It's a giant ball. Giant ball. Actually, I need to shrink this thing back down. It's not fully done yet. What's going on, various cheeses? Psy-cool. I need to shrink this thing back down. I'm still working on its colliders. It seems that when I grow it to that size, it doesn't want to actually work properly. But we have a small ball. It's actually not that big. But what I was doing, I'm trying to do various things with this ball now that I have it. Even I was playing a little bit of soccer by myself, and I was having a little bit of fun, to tell you the truth. But I'm not that good at playing games like car soccer or whatever you want to call it these days. Boom. Okay, but we're not totally playing with this thing all day today. Oh shit! I just got destroyed. Hey, well that wasn't cool, bastard. That wasn't cool. I'm not on DMP right now. This mod I haven't released any. Like I said, I'm still working on it. I want it to grow to the size. I want to get it bigger. I want to grow it to the size of a moon, and that way you can deploy your own moon. You have your own deployable moon in Kerbal Space Program, and I think that would be really cool to have your own deployable moon. I had worked on it before, but I wasn't able to fully get the idea going. So this time what I have done is I've been working a bit more on it. It's the mobile utility node, aka Moon. It has its own reaction wheel, has its own little a computer RGU in there. I can, like right now I can toggle it, but once it grows in size, it literally just is like half phasing into the ground, and I need it to not do that. So it's gonna be a bit of work still, and you can toggle it back down. I want it to grow bigger. Like by the time I finish with this, when I grow it, I want it to be bigger than the KSC. So it's gonna be rather massive by the time I'm done. This is just a test run, and I want things to be able to dock to it. So I'm working on a few things. This has gotten my attention right now because I tried to do this last year and I failed miserably. Anyhow, we're going to leave this out here. We're going to go back to our other ship and recover our poor soul here. But you know what? I was thinking there's different things. There is a ball spawn. It lets you destroy things. This one is going to be a deployable moon. Literally a deployable moon. And that's what I'm hoping to get out there, because it'll be really cool to be able to set some planets up that don't have a moon with a moon. Like imagine giving Lathe a moon, even though Lathe is a moon. You can give a moon to a moon. One that can scan the moon, like some conspiracy theorists think our current moon is nothing more than a alien device that is scanning us every day. Interesting people. Exactly. So if I once you fly it to orbit and then you expand it, it will be a fully it'll be a giant sphere that you can land on. But The problem is I ran into last year is creating a sort of gravity for it. That's the hard part, is creating gravity. I am not that good at modding. So it would take me quite a bit of time to do that. But anyhow, that is something that I've been trying to do. Me want my I hope to get that available. I hope to. But yeah, that is something that has been on my mind for a while. But today, what we can do, I've been in and around, I've been really swamped today. If you guys want, can you give a moon to a second artificial moon? You can give the moon a moon, and that moon a moon, and that moon a moon, if you can get them to all orbit each other properly. Can it fire a planet-destroying laser? Nope, because I'm not getting that deep into BD Armory again right now. So, plus you can't destroy the planets. You can glitch the planets, but you can't destroy them. So, you know what? We're gonna take our moon into space. I want to take, right now the colliders don't work too well. If you increase the size, you can walk right through it. But I want to see what's going to happen if I take this moon into space and deploy it. So let's go ahead, and I think that's what I'm going to try today. Today we're going to deploy our moon into space. So we need to create a quick rocket. So let's get out of here. We're going to create a rocket. We're going to go to space, and we're going to deploy our moon. Qualified East Engineer, welcome and hello. And you know, I didn't say hello to that dear guy. So hello. So we're going to deploy our new moon version 1. That's what we're going to call this one. It's a version 1 of New Moon. It's going to be hopefully the size of the current moon. I have tried to set up combat in orbit, and it doesn't work very well. I had an idea to actually do a combat in space. Ended up not working, and so I ended up doing on Duna, on Lathe. I think it was Duna and Lathe with 2 main places. I didn't do Eve. I wanted to do Jewel, but Jewel was going to be a complex one because your craft would have to survive Jewel insertion and then fight on. But it didn't work out so well. East Engineer says, let's build the Caspian Sea Monster. You know what? I haven't built one in a while. I can bring up the picture of the Caspian Sea Monster and see how Caspian Sea Monster. Let's go ahead and bring up that beautiful. You kind of blah blah. I can't speak right now because I am currently drinking rum and Coke. So, but Chronoplan. Okay, so I need to go back and bring up more pictures. And there are some beautiful pictures of this craft. And I am sad because I actually removed BD Armory. Even though I just found a really awesome picture of it. I wonder if we could modify this Chronoplan, this Caspian Sea Monster. I wonder if we could modify it. Alright, so we're gonna try to modify this monster. And we're going to see what we can really do with this thing. It used 8 engines. And we're going to see if we can take those 8 engines and do something really funky with it. Because I want to see it do something more than just fly over the water. In my personal opinion, it should be able to do more. It looks pretty BA. So we're going to try to see if we can do that. So first we need, not you, get out of here. Thank you. Bye. We need the Mark III. And we're gonna take the Mark III and throw. We need an ugly nose cone for it. An ugly nose cone. I have this. It's pretty ugly. I don't think that's not quite right. Looking at it, you know what? That was closer than putting it upwards. Okay, so we have that. SSTO from the bottom of the ocean again. Oh, no. Where am I from? Fernando Perez has asked, where am I from? I am over here in Virginia in the United States. I actually am from here. Well, from South Carolina, but lived most of my life here. So I just happen to have various accents that seem to slip out sometimes. So I do apologize if it confuses anyone. Oh man, I have various accents that like to slip out, and I have no control over them sometimes. Let's see. We need to go here. And then we can go here. Matt did one of those. I have not seen it. Believe it or not, I probably was completely oblivious to when he did one, and I like the sea monster, but night mode, yeah, that one's pretty sweet. You know what? I don't want to. It's not a cargo ship. Let me go ahead and treat it like a proper craft here. And let's go ahead and I'm gonna get a monoprop in here. Playboy Toto, hello my friend. Hello from Germany, says Playboy Toto. Hello, Germany. Is this craft going to be stock? Right now we're not stock. Hello Fernando. He's from Spain. Yeah, this one is not going to be stock because this nose cone is not stock. It is a stubby, but I can change it over. It's from Airplanes Plus. I can probably change that over. I like the heat resistance that one has, but I think I can get away with this one. Billy Kissinger, what's up from Florida? Hello. It really does. That's that nose there. I can't see without my glasses. And welcome, Timber Buddy. Okay, so we need to do really large wings here, and those wings kind of have they're not exactly flat, are they? Okay, those we can use. I don't want to use the main wing because those are not main wing wings there. Those are basically these here. Oh man, howdy from Texas. That's where the rest of my family is. Well, half my family is over in Texas. Oh man, I am glad to be off work right now. It's been a week. You're new to Kerbal Space Program. What can I recommend to give you an easy experience? Sandbox mode. To be honest, I play mostly in sandbox. But I mean, you can play science mode. I played in science mode a lot. Ragnarok, what is going on? I played in science mode for a while, but when I played in science mode, I found that I was getting kind of bored, and I wanted to do more from KSP, and so I jumped over to sandbox mode, and I have never turned back. What I highly suggest if you're brand new to the game, some people enjoy the career mode. I am not big on career mode. I highly suggest you check out Scott Manley's introduction videos. He's got a really good series going on, and it will show you how to get your way in the game. Don't be too overwhelmed because he is really good at this game. He is way too. He will unlock everything in like one round, and you're just sitting there going, "What just happened?" But I know when I watched him, my interest is mostly airplanes. Yeah, some people really enjoy the career mode. I'm not big on career mode. Corkle, what's going on? Yeah, career mode is the real game, so to speak. It's the what they were envisioning, where you actually have to worry about the money, the science. You have to worry about your reputation. I have enough of that in real life, so I don't play that mode. And welcome to the channel, Fernando. Yeah, that's the big problem on with chronoplans is that it should have flight. You can put your wings at an angle, and that should hold you down mostly. But I don't have the proper mod installed to give me floats. I know how to do it without the floats, but that's going to take tweak scale. Believe it or not, it does work really well to float a craft. And actually, I have done this. This is a part that you're only going to see in my game at the moment, because I've tweaked this part to have some float ability. So what you're seeing here is a structural fuselage, and it actually has buoyancy control. The reason it has buoyancy control is because I applied it from Fire Spitter to allow it to control its buoyancy, so that way I can create watercraft. Because why not? Otherwise, I have to increase the size of this immensely, twofold, in order to get it to float properly. And I don't feel like doing that. So I just went ahead and I just tweaked out the configuration file, added the buoyancy control from Fire Spitter to this one part, so now it can actually float. And it's pretty sweet. It works absolutely flawlessly. Hello, Aiden. Let's see. I missed something here. Qualified leasing engineer. It was on top. It was so it allows you to thrust downwards the wings to keep it from falling down. And tail for control. It never touches the water, but it never technically flies off, which is really cool. I mean, it's a cool idea if you're gonna skim over the ground, but at the same time, it's kind of a waste of so much power. It's a very big waste of so much power. Yeah, the wings are a bit shorter than this. I need to go ahead and take this, put this here. And looking at the wings, that should be... I am currently on version 1.22? I believe 1.22. I am not on version one, the one that's coming, or 1.29, I believe it is. So yeah, I just haven't been bothered with it yet. That's the one that's bringing in. No, that's the DLC is the one that's bringing in everything else. I haven't even looked much on the DLC progress at the moment, because I'm just looking. I keep my eyes glued to see if there's multiplayer, and yeah, I haven't swung the wings down yet. Hello, Sticky Mations. There's 4 of these. And this needs to go back a little. No, it's actually pretty close. This needs to come back and down. This needs to go back. I think the one I'm looking at, I think we're looking at different images. Let me look at the actual one that they had, because the one that I'm looking at is what they were thinking it would be versus what it actually was. But this one actually has the wings down low, so you can have the floats on there. Where the wings have to spin? The wings were further out. They're double the width out from the engines, which would be actually another wingspan. You know what? I'll do a half a wingspan. I think that should work. But yeah, I think the DLC, God, does anyone remember what the date of that DLC was supposed to be? I can't remember. I honestly don't remember right now. I feel terrible. I should remember this. But I honestly don't recall the date of that DLC. So let's bring this back here. Slide this forward some. Let's get rid of these. I can imagine it being very noisy for the pilots when your engine is right there behind your cockpit. That would be extremely painful to deal with. And I, for one, if I was a pilot, would not take too kindly to someone telling me that was my flight for the day. Alright, that should work for the floats on the outside. Yeah, I saw the, there's two pictures I'm looking at. One has the canister launchers on the top, which, God, I wish I would have left BD Armory installed, because that would have been badass. But is there a mod that actually adds ground effects to KSP? I'm not sure. I've been looking for wind mods. If there was a wind mod, then I was going to be all game for that, but I haven't found a single wind mod that was going to work for me in this current version, which I am pretty sad about because I would love to have a sailboat right now. Especially with Scatterer's new update. Scatterer's new update is amazing. I don't think there's any words to really cover how absolutely amazing it currently looks, even with the development version that I'm running, which is still being tweaked out. Those canisters, those are for rockets, I believe. Rockets, missiles, SSN-22. I'm not fully sure. Yeah, we do need wind. I would love wind so I can either use a glider and or maybe they can give us thermals. Thermals could work. I don't know how they would incorporate thermals, but that would be pretty awesome. Alright, so let's strut this up real quick. Alright, strut you to root. Next one out's getting strutted to the heavy part. Next one in is going to grandfather. And the next one on the furthest outside is going to the heaviest. That way it kind of spreads out that stress that the engines are going to apply on everything. So that's it for this up here. They don't need anything else. There's no real wing to that. Actually, it is a bit of a wing, but we may have to it is a small wing those sit on, so let's go ahead and get a small wing in there. I think I can do it with this one. Because it sits just over top of the craft itself. Almost level. Yeah, we're still working on the front. We haven't even gotten to the tail yet. The tail's going to be the easy part. Okay, that should work. Hey, that's looking kind of nice. The oh god no play. Yeah, Far, I haven't heard much from Far, unfortunately. It was a fantastic mod and did a lot of great things that were incorporated into the main game. But after all that happened, there wasn't a real massive need for it, even though people really wanted it, because it made the game a bit more difficult and a bit more realistic. I actually would install it here and there, but I wouldn't actually keep it on because I do some really wild designs, and a lot of times it just wouldn't work with those wild designs. Okay, so we need to do this. I could use some SRBs, but I'm gonna see how far I can push this thing. Now that that tail design is definitely going to be restrictive, because that is going to push me downwards pretty nicely. Oh, that one's gonna be a jerk about it. I can see that now. All right, no, I wanted this small one here. Yeah, you know what? I never launched rockets in FAR. I only installed it to test out different aircraft to see how poorly they would perform in Ferrum. And sometimes they would actually work extremely well in Ferrum. But it would also shred my aircraft, which sometimes was a little frustrating. But since that's been totally incorporated into the main game, it's totally understandable. I get it. I was building kind of haphazardly, but I thought that, I don't know, maybe I think there should be a welding mod that should be supported without a restart. I don't think Ferrum has been updated for 1.2. 1.1 and the infamous wheel issue. I was the person that went and modified all my configuration files for the wheels to fix all the weak wheels, which I could not stand. That is the tail. That is a huge tail that's on this aircraft, actually. Matter of fact, that's not even long enough. I mean, it's got the width, but I need to, it's kind of girthy. Oh, you get the GitHub updates? Yeah, that's pretty cool. I wasn't sure. At speed, it was advised, do not turn. If you turn, you will die. That would be a pretty terrifying thing to tell someone. If you're getting a missile flying at you, do not turn. Okay, so I can't tell where the control surfaces are on this beast. That's going to be a problem. Yeah, you know what? I think the tail is a bit big. I just noticed how bloody big I made that tail. It's definitely not that sized. Hey, oops, it was a little big. Okay, I got it. Correcting. Okay, there we go. That's a little better. Yeah, I just realized how once I wheeled back a bit and I noticed how large that was a little ridiculous. Okay, so from here, let's throw in our control surfaces first, and then worry about everything else. Anyone, any input on the control surfaces? Texas? Texas is what? Tail's fine. Everything's bigger in Texas. So let's do this here. Do this here. And now I can go like this. Make sure everything's right. And angle this up a bit. That's about good. Now I want to come here. It does look off a bit because it seems like it's a bit big. You know what? I know what it is. It's these. It's too wide. It's way too wide. It's not that wide. It is near the bottom, but at the bottom I can throw something like this on there. Let's shrink this down a bit. Just one large movable surface on the rudder. Really? That's all it had. That is a little scary. And let's drop this here. If it wants to go on there, get on there. And I can slide this out some because it's not wanting to stick on there properly. This all needs to come in. Alright, that dear guy, I will catch you later. Yeah, that's, you see, the problem I'm running into is that there are various pictures of it, and each picture is showing me something slightly different. And that's why I'm not sure if it's an artist depiction that's showing me that, or what. That's how it looks on the one I'm looking at, though. Yeah, once you start clipping, then you're asking for troubles in the game, though. Heaviest part, root part all the way out, root part all the way out, and then we can start doing heaviest, and then grandparent, I should say. So let's do the same thing here to root. Just trying to hold the entire craft together. Really, there's a blog post. You know what? That's what I'm kind of missing, is an actual person's representation. I'm looking at one that's in black and white right now, and it looks pretty. We're kind of accurate, but in the one I'm looking at, it's not long enough. I would have to take this off and throw some extra fuel in there or something, and that would possibly work. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it needs an extra tank. That actually looks a lot better now. That actually looks a lot better. And what I can do from here is start to add in a lot of the I am going to use Vessel Mover to get it into the water. I am not going to stress myself out about such things. So let's go to grandparent. Let's see. Yeah, it is very, very nice. Vessel Mover is almost essential for some of these. I don't want to move it back too far. And you see, the way it's doing is that all that weight in the back should keep it from lifting off. It's actually, I think it's going to dive down, or it's going to flip over. But if we put enough buoyant parts on here, it should be able to float a bit, and we'll see what happens from there. So let's see if we can add in some discrete flotation devices. Oh, if you need to bypass you know what, you can take the link, take that link, and yeah, right now the lift being in the back, it shouldn't nose up, but it's going to try to sink backwards. That's my concern. And the whoops, because I've built a craft that worked like this before, and it was kind of funky. So, yeah, the way I did my craft, it was really, really heavy in the back. And all the engines were actually on the back, but they were also pointed down a bit. So as the craft picked up speed, it would just level itself out, and it would literally skim over the water. And it worked a lot better than probably what I'm going to get out of this. I actually got it up pretty good speeds, over 100 meters per second, but it was really hard to turn. On the console, I believe, yeah, I know the console has been dealt its fair share of foul blows, but I believe it also has plans to be updated. Have not forgotten the console players, and I know they are staying dedicated to getting that working proper. I actually was going to buy an Xbox, but I did not. I just kind of hesitated until I was sure that it was going to be good on that platform, because I hate using gamepads. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is what we got so far. Now these, what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to make little floats out of these, like so. And, okay, I didn't want to do that. Did not want to do that. That was not quite what I had in mind. Right, Kappa! What is going on? Okay, so this one, it keeps wanting to switch me over to single. Stop. Yeah, I'm gonna use Vessel Mover. Otherwise I'd have to drive it over, and I don't want to drive it over because it's way too slow for that. And it would be a big waste of everyone's time for me to drive it over slowly to the water. Otherwise, if it was just me, I would totally drive it over. Eric Gonzalez, Pilot Max. Hello, hello. So we also have to space these out a bit better than what I'm doing right now. These nose cones are probably going to get destroyed, but I'm somewhat okay with that. And none of these stayed to 2. Thank you, game. How about stop doing that? That would be appreciated. I still don't use HyperEdit. It has way too many goodies in there, and has too much temptation. So I stay away from HyperEdit as much as possible. I like HyperEdit, but I also don't like all the goodies. Tempting. It's like having a fresh batch of donuts right in front of me, and I haven't gone to the gym. That is not a good thing. Yes, I actually do have balls. I have some balls in this game. I haven't used the balls. So what I need to do now is pull this out. That's too far. Yeah, you see, HyperEdit Hyper Edit is nice, but at the same time, Vessel Mover, I just need it for one task. Just move my craft around. That's all I want from it. That's all I need. Okay, and now all we do here... It missed some! Son of a gun. Putting my little flotation croissants on here. Flotation croissants. BD Vessel Mover? Oh yeah, yes, it's the same Vessel Mover. The same Vessel Mover. The same guy that did the BD Armory. That's the one I like to use. Because I used to do all the I used to do the whole combat series that I don't do much anymore. So our TWR is pretty bad right now, but I think it could work. Vessel Viewer is awesome as well. It does, I do see a FPS hit, but I also have an older processor that I need to replace. We're gonna have our ability to switch mode here as well. Oh my god, mouse, stay right there. CSM 1. Okay. So what we need to do from here is, let's go ahead and brace this thing up here. That way we are not on the ground at first. Definitely don't want this beast to drop right onto the ground. Because we all know the problem that we have with airplanes. And the notorious drop that it does for them. And I also need to put in these my yaw control that I forgot. Jimmy Neutron, does that mean we shouldn't eat? You should eat it. You should eat it. Eat it in front of you. Let's go ahead and do this. I haven't watched Jimmy Neutron in a while. You know what's a really cute cartoon is one called Chowder. I have watched the entire thing and it's funny. Adorable, cute, funny. So let's kill all these except for y'all. And this one's just going to give me pitch, and roll. Now with more yaw control. Got to make sure we get all... Whoa. Well, that's pretty snowy. We're right behind a light. Alright, well, let's get this thing into the air, water, and see what we get here. Croissant flotation devices. I like the sound of that because I like croissants. I keep forgetting I have my rum and coke here. Whoa. Bagoosh! Alright, so this is what you're seeing. This is the new scatterer that's in the works. As you can see down below us, there's actually foam effects going on, which is pretty sweet. And we're going to actually see... now you may see me, I may experience a bit of a frames per second hit because this is the development version of Scatterer. So don't expect it to work too fantastically. Well, that floats beautifully. Hey! Hey! A little water effects going. Holy moly, I can't see a thing. Okay, so we are not quite getting off the ground. I think in order for this to work a bit better, we could add some more wings to the front. And we might be able to get some better float out of this thing. Right now, we are not getting out of the water. This is very true, Rainer Rock. Very true. You can't get off the ground if you're not in the ground. If you're in the water. I wanted to see what was going to happen there. Okay, so yeah, we're on closed cycle right now, so we're actually burning up our oxidizer to lose some of this weight. Definitely bigger wings. Because right now what's going on is we don't have enough lift in the front to actually give us enough. And actually, I could counter this by putting bigger wings in the back, and all that lift just pushing down in the back, and that would lift the front up as we go faster. You know what? Let's try that first. Lighter. Bigger. So what we can do, if we take a look here, we have that. So if we go here, like so, that will push the rear down. Alright, Cycle, catch you later. And that is going to push the rear of the craft down, which is going to lift the front of the craft up, which should give us a little better something. I'm going to put some wings, but I'm going to flatten the wings out on the front here. Like so. That way it doesn't mess up the aesthetics of the craft itself. I don't have the Panthers because the Panthers didn't have the closed cycle. And I wanted to get the additional burst of the closed cycle engines. Alright. That should give us a little something here. Hang on to the wiki! Yes, check the wiki for me. Let me know. Because this is the way I managed it on my craft that I had built, is I actually angled my tail wings down, and this allowed me to push the rear of my aircraft down, and I moved these off, and that forced the rear of the aircraft down enough so the front had enough lift so that way it could skim over. And I can't tell if what's on. I think those are just air intakes, but I can't really tell how they're doing that back there. Well, let's try this out real quick. Let's see what happens with our current adaptations. Mm. Vanilla ice cream, Coke, and rum. That's good stuff. It's good stuff. Let's see. Yep, those are the same pictures I'm going off of that you sent. Qualified ESA engineer. Yep, those are the same exact pictures I was using. Yeah, I think so. These have a bit of vectoring, but not excessive amounts of vectoring. Okay. Hopefully we're nice and heavy in the back here. Alright, let's see what we get. This should be enough downward thrust, downward drag here, or whatever. Bleh, I can't think. There we go. That should be a little bit to lift us up. It does not appear to be enough. It's getting there. It's getting there. Our downward pull is lifting us a bit in the front. Downforce, that's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. Various cheeses. The word was not coming to me. We're actually getting a bit better from this right now. Not enough, but it is better. We would probably need a bit more either downforce or lift in the front. And that downforce is actually... Yeah, I could empty one of the main tanks. I'll empty the one in the front. The main wing has full flaps. Ah! Ah! Oh, you're killing me. I couldn't see that in my version. That's what I was thinking, but I wasn't fully sure. All right, let's go ahead and throw on this large control surface here. Full flaps, full flaps. Alright, we have full flaps. Let's go ahead and make sure our yaw control's off. Yaw's off, yaw's off. Matter of fact, I'm only going to leave the outside with roll. Everything else is going to have roll off, so we just focus on pitch. That should give us pitch control. Let's drain the tank in the front. That gives us a heavier in the back now. We don't need all that fuel. It's nice to have all that fuel, but we don't need all that fuel. You know what? Let's replace these rapiers. They're nice to have, but it's not going to do me any real good. So let's go ahead and replace these. They didn't, I can't see if they had afterburners. I think these turbofans would be a bit better. Stationary power wise to actually moving, and plus we can use that reverse to slow us down. And then I can go in the back here, lower that down a bit more, and hope that will do the trick for us. You know, if I angle the engines, we're going to lose a bit of speed. That would be my other concern. I can actually add a bit more lift up front, like so. Alright. Looks groovy to me. And let's rotate this one so it looks a little better here. All right, Timber Bunny, take it easy. You can't align. If you align it, then you are going to miss out of the actual design of the craft, because the center of mass, the thrust is over the mass, and that's what I'm hoping to replicate here. I can, though, add in I can drop this down even further, and because the floats themselves are actually almost level with the wing. There you go. Let's see what that gives us. That should give us a little, because I think it needs that rocking motion. It needs to be able to rock itself, and the middle of the aircraft is probably kind of like a little, I can't see the bottom of it, but I'm assuming it's like a ship itself. And hopefully that will get us closer to the design here. All right, take 3. If anyone's counting, no one's counting. I'm counting. Ooh, that seems to work a little better. All right, turning. Turning. We need to turn. We need to turn. I didn't turn enough. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. That looks like Stephen King's The Fog is chasing us. Ooh, it's so close to lifting off. It's very close. It's very close. Oh man, let me see here. Oh man. You know what? In those pictures, the wings are wider and further back. Those pictures are different from the ones I'm seeing. Okay, so we need wider wings. Our wings aren't wide enough. A hydrofoil is pretty easy. Hello, Gorgle. Yeah, it's not, the wings aren't wide enough. As I look at it, the wings are definitely not wide enough. Those wings were a lot wider. Yeah, there's a few versions that I seem to be getting confused here. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and widen our wings by a factor of 1. And see if that helps us out any. Alright. I'm not even if it's a factor of 1. That may be like 1.5. So let's move the entire thing back. Let's actually check our lift. Let's move it to halfway back on this other one here. That looks... Let me look at the Discord again. That actually looks a bit more proper. Depending on, it looks like the wing is actually near the middle of the bloody thing. And in like this, in one version, the tail fins are straight, and the other one they're definitely not straight. The pontoons should be fine dragging in the water. They're actually really lightweight. So the pontoons, the problem is the weight of the craft itself was pushing it down into the water. But I think that we can, by adding a bit more lift to it, we should be fine. Should be. And let's move our pontoons so that 50 mainsails and infinite fuel and oxidizer would fix everything. You know what would also help us out is we're gonna use the leading edge Kruger flap up here. Soviet music. There we go. So we have a little Kruger flap up front now. And I'll add a single float in the back. And that should allow us to have a little bit of float going on in the back as well. I think that should give us a little something here. I'm definitely not fully stock on this, but I kind of have the floats on there, but whatever, it'll be fine. Get vodka. I do not have vodka, I have rum. Who let the dog out? Go get him. Go get him. Oh, gracious. What's going on, Brandon? We are building a Necronoplan. Caspian Sea Monster. Haven't done this in ages. Yeah, I'm glad you stopped by. In Soviet Russia. Necronoplan crash you. Let's land in this beautiful water here. Absolutely beautiful. Touchdown. No splash. Alright, let's see what happens here. Slight modifications to the lift, wings further back, and Kruger flaps in the front. Let's see what we get. We're not getting off the ground. Water. What's up, Dark Lion? But we are causing a giant smoke screen behind us. Oh, man. We need more power. I am using, you can use control to lower yourself down and shift to lift yourself up when using vessel mover. It is very we have smoke from in front of us. So right now, let's see what we got going on here. I bet you if we corrected if we flattened the tail flaps out a bit, we'd actually get some. Let's see what we look like here, because right now we're using two different adjustment methods, and we need to pick one. do that. And that could possibly work for us. I think that actually would work. And then we just lift this up. So that the lift's up higher. That's too high. Down. Okay. And that would actually cause us to move all this forward. Technically that could fly. Our TWI is high enough. TWR. The hell's a TWI? What the hell's a TWI? Thrust to weight initiative. Thrust to weight Ignacio. I don't know what the hell TWI. Oh, it's been a day. I'm exhausted today. Oh man. I've made an SSTO that was, I haven't been making proper SSTOs because I got I don't know. I kind of just didn't want to make another SSTO after the King Eye. The King Eye crashes KSP repeatedly. Crashes KSP. It is a massive F-117 SSTO and works really well, but it tends to crash the game. Hello, Charlie, and thank you. Today we're doing something a bit more traditional, but it's still pretty fun. Alright, so we have we're gonna see if we can a Batwingish looking thing that makes LKO. Faster, harder. And boosh. Boosh? It needs a lot more lift up front. In order to get out of the water, it takes a lot of lift. Let's give it the lift it needs in the front. Let's give it the love it needs. We're gonna give it a bit of love, a bit of win love. You know, what we're seeing here is a failure to communicate. So what we're going to do right here is we are going to adjust the craft a bit in order to do what I would like it to do, which is lift off and do something extremely fast. So we're going to go ahead right here and we're going to add in some of these flaps right here. That's going to be good. And I don't know why I'm speaking like this, but I kind of like how I'm sounding. We're going to add a little bit of lift up front and... Oh man, thank you. It's been a while, hasn't it? I know it's been a while since we've had it, since the thousands. It has definitely been a while. I like the fact that that this channel isn't growing excessively big, excessively fast, because that would be a bit overwhelming for me. I'm just a little small town bumpkin. It would be a bit surprising for me. And I think I would have probably I would have probably been so overwhelmed if it would have been that fast. I could tilt the nose, or I could tilt these gosh darn SRBs. Ah, yes. SRBs, the answer to everything. Oh, that wouldn't ruin it. Alright, we'll try the normal version. We'll do, okay, no SRBs. No SRBs. Okay. I like SRBs. But you know what? You know what I always say about channels is have fun with what you're doing and people will watch it. I happen to be slightly off anyway, and I like to design weird, funky things, so... Yeah, I could. I need to chirp this up, which would involve me tilting the entire craft up. There we go. That should work. 1 Life 50. Is it going to fly? That's a great question. I have no idea. I have no idea if this is going to fly. We'll see. I know how I can make it fly, but I'm trying to force myself to stick with the way that the design calls for. And the way I did mine is different. I used massive downward, a downward force, massive downward force. So my entire aircraft was literally flying by the tail wing. I love how that sounds. Whoosh! Alright, there we go. Sitting a little upwards this time. Alright. Thrusters go. Lifters go. Wub, wubba lubba dub dub. I don't know, but I like saying that now. That's going to be way too addictive for me to be saying so often. So my idea to get this thing lifting is going to be excessive downward thrust. Rust in pieces. Now we're talking Megadeth. You know what? I don't know if the nose cone's doing too much to us. You think the nose cone's affecting us? It's not even really in the water. It's over top of the water. Oh, dude. I love Megadeth. Surprise! I love Megadeth. That's one of my favorite bands out there. So, yeah, that's, I listen to a lot of Megadeth. Oh, man. Okay. So, we can adjust our nose. We can take our nose. Let's take our nose off. Michael Jackson style. Switch this up. There you go. John Ruddick just did it. Yeah, yeah, and you see that's where I'm running into some of the problems, is that some of it doesn't look. Sepultura, yes. Not as much as Megadeth or Metallica. My favorite band is actually Iron Maiden. Surprise, surprise. If we're talking about rock bands, it's Iron Maiden. I love Iron Maiden. They are like the perfect band for me. Alright, let's see how everything looks here. I could... You know what? Let's do this. Oh, I can't! That's why! That's right! I can't increase it because it's not in the tweak scale configuration. Because I renamed the part. So I can't do that. Faith No More is awesome. Whoops, 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 whoops. Okay. So let's do this. Yeah, I like the classic rock. So Dungeon is high on my list. Iron Maiden is extremely high on my list. Like I said, they're #1 in my book because I really like Iron Maiden. Some of their songs are kind of hit or miss, so I don't like all of their songs, but I really like their songs. But Dungeon is just awesome. They sound amazing. Gwar! It does sound pretty good as well. Caspian Sea Monster, yes indeed. My favorite band, if we're talking about just in general, is actually Two Steps from Hell, they do soundtrack music, which I really enjoy. And you see, the problem is all these parts that I'm using are meant for, I haven't adjusted them for Mark II yet because I haven't gotten around to it. So all my floats are off, and I need to set these for tweak scale. Yeah, if you ever listen to Two Steps from Hell, oh my God, matter of fact, there is a track they do, Dragon Rider, which is what I used when I used to listen to that when I was doing my first orbits, and that made the game just feel so epic. I would just be sitting there singing along. Oh my God, I got Orbit! But yeah, when I first started, Orbit was kind of hard for me because, unlike most people, Sam Bradley, what's going on? I totally did not go through all the tutorials. I totally just watched. I struggled with the game. I watched Scott Manley do it after feeling like quitting the game, and then I went and played the science mode, and then I returned to the game after leaving for a while. And I learned that if I play sandbox mode, I like the game a lot more. Dragon Rider is awesome. Along with United We Stand. That song is amazing as well. Alright, getting our speed up. Blackheart is... I used to listen to that when I used to listen to Blackheart when I work out. Oh, it wants to lift. We just don't have enough lift. We don't have enough lift. It wants to so bad. It wants to so bad. So close. It's so close. I want to see... You know what? Getting to orbit in different places can be a bit challenging at first. Once you understand how it's done, everything is pretty much the same. And once you realize that everything is going to be the same way, it's not too hard. Yeah, we don't have enough power. What I would like to do... I want to test this theory out that this will work again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a bunch of lift in the back. We're going to do an overwhelming downward force, which should be enough to lift us upwards. Okay. So this is going to look really wrong, but it should be fine. We'll see if this works for us. Oh, landed on Lave with an SSTO yesterday. That's a good feeling, isn't it? When you first get there and you're like, oh, hell yeah. That was boss level. You know, I'm giving this a try. I want to see if this design will work on this one as well. It is a bit wide. I I could rotate my main wings. I'd have to also rotate my floats down, and I think the wing design on the craft itself actually allowed it to lift off a bit better than the wings I have on here. I'm still looking at that wing. All right, let's see. Let's see if my little trick from my other craft works. Only to kill all 6 Kerbals. Disgruntled Dave, what's going on? That's hilarious. I killed a lot of Kerbals on Eve. Eve was pretty brutal my first time around. Yeah, that's the problem. There's no cambered wings. I'm going to try to use overwhelming downward force to lift upwards. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Hey! Oh no, too much. Too much. Too much. Too much. Too much. Too much. Way too much. Way too much. Too much. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, we got this. Oh. Whoa. Oh dear. Okay. 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 Oh. Val has been she looks currently thrilled about this. Everyone else knows that this is not a good thing. This is not a good thing. Okay, let's roll this slightly. Throttle down. Throttle down. Throttle down. Oh, that's way too much. Way too much. Woo! There we go. All right, we got control again. We got control again. Oh my god, that was slightly terrifying. Okay, there we go. Oh, throttle down, throttle back down, throttle back down, throttle back down, throttle back down. Throttle down some more. Oh, oh my god. Oh. Alright, so we definitely need to lessen that downward pull, our downward force on the back there. Yeah, the tail needs to be smaller. Much, much smaller. And we should have control over it. Okay, so we know what we need to do. So it can work if you use the force. Use the force. I definitely just said that. You have to use the force, Luke. Duh. Okay. So let's go ahead and correct this. That was way too much force that we were using there, Luke. Okay, so let's put these on. Holy moly. Yeah, right now we're trying to we're not really going by the traditional rules of the game concerning the center of mass, center of thrust, center of lift. We're kind of breaking those and using center of and we're using the center of lift way in the back to just press ourselves down far enough so that our craft will lift. Well, there you go. May the 4th be with you, and then Cinco de Mayo. Oh, man. That was cool. Maybe not so far. You're right. Maybe not so far. All right, let's... Well, that's as little as it lets me do it, so we'll just have to be easy on it. All right. If I lower any further, then it's just going to kind of stay on the water. But we need it to be enough lift so that it gets the front off the ground and we can adjust our thrust to just fly over the water top. And that should be good enough. I swear a mosquito bit me right near the kneecap, and that's a bastard mosquito wherever it is. Kill all the mosquitoes in the world. I said it, 2017. Alright, here we go. Sploosh! In the words of Archer. Sploosh. I think we turned better than the actual one. Alright, let's see if we can do this. You know, I do have the massive Elvons here and the control surfaces. I'm just not using them back there for some reason. And up we go. Come on, come on. It just doesn't want to want. You gotta believe. You got to believe. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. There we go. And it's mostly a stable flight. It actually can fly like this, which is the scary part. But it's definitely not what it's supposed to be doing. It's definitely not what it's supposed to be doing. But by using that downward force, we can put our lift way in the back and actually just use full flaps to control ourselves. And now to go down, I need to kill our thrust. See if we can land this thing in the water. Nice and gentle. Nice and gentle. What's going on, Wolfool? This thing is slow. Little downward. This is definitely not how it was supposed to fly. It's supposed to skim over the water, but it's really hard to make this game want to skim over the water. You need a lot more control than I have built into it. I need a little bit more time to get this design down. Oh, you guys want to? I mean, if you guys want to see an FL Studio live stream, I can do a little something and let you guys pick the instruments. I have a lot of instruments, and we can try to make a song all together if you guys want one day. We can do that, and that'll be pretty cool. I'd be down for that. I'm always willing to have some fun in FL Studio. What's going on, SP07? Yeah, I mean, I would definitely be down for that. Y'all just let me know, and I would be in. I play in FL Studio almost every day. just to get in there, do a few samples, play with a few things. I have sample packs galore. I have East-West Quantum Leap, which I got for the low price on sale of $300. Do I think FL Studio is the best DAW? No. I don't think FL Studio is the best. Is it the most approachable and easy to learn? Yes. I say that because I played it since, I've been using it since it was Fruity Loops. Do I have theremin? I do not. Don't think so. I'm not sure what you mean by theremin. But no. I remember before I was using a MIDI controller, and I can't stand using MIDI controllers. So I've stopped using MIDI controllers. I do everything on my keyboard and mouse in FL Studio. It takes a while, but I enjoy doing it nonetheless. But yeah, I actually gave away my MIDI controller to one of my friends that was actually getting into it. An instrument. Oh, I think I know the one you're talking about. I have a trumpet, a guitar, an electric guitar, and that's it. I don't have any more instruments right now. How close are we getting to the water? We're getting pretty close. I'm gonna see if I can skim it a little bit over top of the water. But if you see when I look back, I'm gonna start dropping frames per second when I look back. But look how beautiful the new scatterer is. Look at that. Let me get rid of this. There. Go. See, look at that. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. That's a screenshot waiting to happen. I do sing a lot, but you got to get a bit of liquor in me, and I've got to be feeling in the moment. I got to be feeling it, and then you might get a few notes out of me. Yeah, we have a little bit of time before we touch water. I could throttle down some more, which would drop me like a rock, but would also potentially destroy the craft. I need these floats to make contact with the water first. Once they make contact with the water first, then I can let the rest of the craft drop down properly. Here we go. Coming in, our Caspian air monster. Caspian air monster coming in for a landing. We'll throttle up a little bit. A little bit more. It's gonna nose us up a little bit. Up a little bit more. If you make a song drunk, you gotta edit it drunk. Oh dear. Oh dear. Nose back down, please. Nose back down, please. Nose back down, please. There we go. Whoa! Whoa! There we go. Hey! Nothing exploded! That's a success in my book. What genre of music do I like to make? I make soundtrack music. I enjoy making soundtrack music because it's calming, it's relaxing, and I can envision what I want to do with it all. Now, when I am, whoa, that smoke from the front looks trippy. That's my favorite music type. If you look, I actually have quite a few tracks that I've released on my channel that are soundtrack music. I enjoy making it. Like I said, one of my favorite bands, Two Steps from Hell. It sounds a lot like Two Steps from Hell, so how did I not blow up? Voice, I let the appropriate part of the craft make contact with the water first. Once that part makes contact with the water successfully and nothing terrible happens, the rest of the craft should technically not have any trouble touching down, as the first part's already in the water and it's not going to make any real difference. So let's nose up a little bit. Trying to gently nose this up so that way we're kind of airborne. Ooh, too much, too much, too much, too much, too much, too much. Too much! Way too much! So, yeah, that's kind of how you do it, is maybe we might be able to do it again. We'll see. Is you need to gently touch it down so that the rear of it, your strongest part comes in contact with the water first. Once your strongest part comes in contact and survives, the rest of your aircraft should follow. Well, the reason we're down in the back is because I have all that downward thrust going on. So the faster we go, the more it's going to press down in the back. And as you can see right here, it's actually flying pretty well. I just got to watch how much I'm applying to this at the time. So far, so good. I wouldn't want to be the one flying this, but it could indeed work. Down, down, down. Come on. I'm on full flaps right now. Yeah, you definitely want to make sure you have your strongest part hitting the water first. It has to have the highest impact rating. Otherwise, you're in trouble. You want to gently touch the water and then just keep going. Just keep pushing it. You can hit the water pretty fast and survive. I've gone 80 and 100 meters per second with no problem in the water. As long as your part that's hitting the water survives first, the rest of it should follow suit. 18, 15, 11, 10. There you go. There you go. Just like that. And then you have this giant steam. They would definitely see this and bomb the heck out of you, though. That would be the problem. What that is, I don't know. But this would be visible from anywhere as you're flying over going, oh, what's that giant thing making all that smoke on the water? Let's go ahead and blow it up, because it shouldn't be smoke on the water. A fire in the sky. That should not be happening right now. But wow. Wow. That is visible from pretty high up, too. Yeah, that would be an easy thing to hit. Yeah, I was going to blow that thing up. It shouldn't be there. Oh my god. Yes, that would be pretty awesome. Let me see here. How much time do I have? How much time do I have left? That thing's not even tracking anything. There it goes. Okay. So, that is actually Deep Purple. I believe that is Deep Purple. Smoke on the water. Oh God, my brain needs to work a little better than it's working. It is indeed Deep Purple. Yes, I'm surprised I forgot the name of them. Landed on top of the VAB with your eyes closed and hands tied up. I don't think that would happen. You know what I do want to see? I want to see this thing. I want to see our moon in space. I'm going to quickly build a rocket to send the moon into orbit. Quickly. Which means I'm going to do it with a bunch of a bit of fuel and just a bunch of the the freaking SRBs because reasons. So let's go ahead and put this. Let's do this. How can I do this? You know what? No, I need to put our payload. Too big. Payload. Too small. Actually, that was right the first time. Alright. Stop it. 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 Okay. Better. Alright, so let's take this. Let's put this here. This doesn't need anything else. Has its own power supply. How about no? Build fairing. There we go. Fairing's built. And now we're just going to do a really quick rocket because I want to see this thing expand in space. We're going to put our balls in space and see what happens. Yeah, we can use the skipper. That should be more than enough. That is New Moon. That needs a lot of work, and I'm currently trying to mod to get it working properly. So what you're seeing is a custom part that I'm working on called New Moon. New Moon is my part that I've been creating because I want to have a my own deployable moon. So I'm currently working on building my own deployable moon so I can get it to different places. That is my main goal for New Moon. So it's something I'm going to be working on for a while because I'm terrible at modding, and I figure I would use this to learn a bit better. Alright, qualified engineer. Brain needs a cooldown. I totally understand. So what I decided to do was build a deployable moon. I'm still trying to work on the gravity aspects of it. Yes, a deployable moon. I'm trying to work on the gravity aspects of it and how I can make it work a bit better. Currently it's not working exceptionally well, but I think I can make it work eventually. So I'm continuing work on it because I think I could do it. I'm pretty sure I could make it work. No, it doesn't sound crazy. No, 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 no. What am I going to do with my own deployable moon? I have no idea. It's basically just so I can get the experience of playing with modding. And the idea was to make a moon that I could deploy around anywhere and just leave it there. I thought, in my head, it sounded like a viable idea, but I have no clue how to get the gravity applied on it. I'm still working on that idea. It is not a Death Star at the moment, but it should work fairly well eventually. Let's get this down here. I'm not even gonna, I'm not even gonna put the, I'm not even gonna put any of the Separatrons on here. Balls in Space. Good name. Good name. It's a fitting name. Alright. We're going to try to do this. A really quick rocket. One that should still work. I don't think it should give me any trouble. But yeah, it's just something I wanted. The next time on North Korea space program, God King Kim deploys moon. Yes, I wanted my own moon, therefore I designed it and have determined that I want to get it to space. Alright. This may be a problem, because it's not allowing me to... Okay. This is going to throw me off a lot. Okay. That should hold it together at least. It currently has everything sideways, which isn't good, because this is going to throw my brain for a tizzy when I go to make orbit. Oh god, our frames per second drop is immense right now. I have already destroyed Kerbin when I tried to use Vessel Mover with the New Moon. I deployed New Moon at the KSC and then placed it with Vessel Mover, and the entire Kerbin blew up, disappeared, went bye-bye, it was gone. Interesting, nonetheless. Second stage initialized. Speed gaining. I've destroyed Kerbin a few times. It was fantastic. I can show you how it works once we get this one into orbit, because I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it happen again. I want witnesses this time. I need to do my gravity turn. But I don't want to do it right now because I don't know which direction I'm going. There we go. That does it. Okay, let's get rid of these. Don't touchy. Sweet. And let's get it up to 90. Boop. Alright. Hey, you guys behave down there. Yeah, the claw part is known for destroying the entire everything known to Kerbal kind. But, let's go prograde. We should have the... Okay. We kind of need to get ourselves going prograde if it decides to control properly. There we go. So this is going to be a little troublesome because I don't think I can use it. Good lord, my frames per second dropped dramatically here. Alright, so we have the fuel, so... Expose my balls to space. We could do that. Alright, this thing is not wanting to... Stop. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh god, these frames per second are abysmal right now. Yeah, unfortunately, this is going to be a little painful. You know what? I'm not gonna... Those frames per second are just garbage right now. We're just gonna warp it to space. How about that? How about them apples? It is pretty, but I can't deal with that. That was just like 3 frames per second, but I know when he gets it working right that it's not going to be a problem. But still, that's a bit much for me. I don't want to deal with that at all. Alright, so we're going to do it. See, look at this. Ooh, that's probably me. That's probably me. I think that's me right there. That's probably my mod causing the problem. I can't blame him on that. So let's get this thing to space. Oh god, I am so sorry. It's nowhere big enough yet. It needs to be huge. Yeah, I think right now what we're running into is my failure to properly mod things, and we look at our terrible frames per second. So let's see. Let's go to console. Yeah, must have less than 256 vertices, and I do believe I'm way over that. So I need to see how I can improve this any, because this won't work like this. I need to get it much bigger, and that's not going to work. So let's go back to the VAB. Let's go ahead and show you how Kerbin turns into a destroyed everything. Okay, so let's do this. And we're scattering soldiers, damn. You know what? All those console errors, I'm so tired, are because of that mod that I just did there. That mod that I'm trying to do. So let's do this. Mobile utility node is the name of it. So let's go ahead and toggle this. Not big enough. And also the colliders are not working when it increases size. Alright, let's go move this over here. Over. Yeah, this right here is going to be interesting, as I'm going to drop this right on top of the VAB. Because I can. Right now, it looks like Destiny. Look, it's Destiny. It's Destiny. There you go. Oh my god. Oh. This looks interesting. What is going? Whoa. Whoa! Seizure warning. Alright, so let's toggle it back down. I think when I did it last time, I dropped it in the water. Is it just floating there? Did I just break everything? I just broke everything. Okay, let's revert to launch. Oh, I have so much work to do. But I want my own moon, and I want to deploy my own moon. I'm going to make this happen somehow. Alright, so let's do this. Let's do this. And this time, I'm going to drop it in the water like I did. Oh yeah, the second I lift it into the air, everything just comes to a screeching halt. And the frames per second drop all the way down to like 8.3 or lower. And now we drop it in the water, like I did earlier. Hey, and now we are, whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa! Well, that was unexpected. We are currently going... Whoa. Hey. Do you see the speed that we're going? Yeah. 132 million? 33... I'm pretty sure we're going plaid at the moment. Let's toggle it back down. Let's see what happens here. Oh, wow. What's going on, Ben Marcos? So, yeah. Yeah, we're currently breaking all sorts of physics at the moment and increasing speed. So there you go. We are past plaid. We have currently orbiting the sun and no clue where anything is at the moment. Let's see. Look at that. This is real-time speed. We are not warped at the moment. We are cruising. Right now, we are cruising. At non-warp, we are going faster than warp speeds. Well, there you go. Well, that worked really well. Maybe Voyager should have used that trick. Wow, let's see if we speed up time. Dang! Oh my god. Alright, so this is how it looks like when a planet gets ejected from a solar system. There you go. That's what it's gonna look like. We are far. But yeah. We should talk to NASA. Hey, you guys want to get to Alpha Centauri, right? I got a plan. We're gonna launch big balls into space, and those balls are gonna accelerate, and they're gonna take us to Alpha Centauri by using big balls. Big balls solve everything. Oh man. Well, that is gonna bring us to the end of this stream. We are currently no longer gaining vertical speed, at least, but we are indeed gaining horizontal speed, which is still pretty awesome. Big inflatable balls can take you to Alpha Centauri, or wherever the hell you want to go. Look, this is it. Exactly. My balls are the cure for space travel. I would not want NASA investigating my balls. Things could be very weird. Suicide Squad, what is going on? Well, I think this is a new high speed. I don't think I've ever been faster than this. But yeah, if you guys like what you're seeing, definitely join up on the channel. I have some I will let you guys pick Friday's build. So if you have the time, drop in good one, Darkline. If you guys have the time, drop in the channel the comments for this video what aircraft you would like to see me build for Friday, or yeah, probably for Friday, and I will see if I can get that built for Friday. I have been looking at a lot of aircraft from different games. I think right now I'm leaning more towards another Warhammer 40k aircraft that was asked of me to build because it looks badass. So I may do another Warhammer 40k for Friday, unless there's another game that actually has some pretty good aircraft in it, and which I would probably try that as well. Jetois balls. I think it's safer to call it Moon. All right, so there you go. Drop in your suggestion for aircraft to build. Sol, oh gigante grande balls. He is Brazilian. Hello from Brazil. And I wish everyone a fun and fair good night as my balls cruise through space with 0 Delta V. In the cold of the void, my balls navigate on. This is getting weird. I will catch you guys in the next video. I'm out of here. Peace. Next Wednesday, we'll do it again. And I think we may actually have a stream this weekend. I have to see how busy. I actually have gotten in contact with Pause, and she may be available for another stream this weekend. So we shall see. We shall see. I will catch you guys later. Peace. I gotta go. I'm hungry.